How you doing, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Mech Warrior Online with Scout. In today's video, we're going to take a look at this beautiful mech right here, the Huntsman, aka the Nabori-nin, which you can see I've kind of ironically done up in a smoked Jaguar paint scheme. More on that when we get into the history of the mech. But as always, I'll take you guys through the mech lab. I'll show you my build for the mech, and then we'll take a look at some gameplay in the mech while we talk about its history. So without any further delay, let's get right into the mech lab and take a look at how I've loaded this mech out. So here you can see in the mech lab what I've done with my Huntsman, and you could probably tell right away I took my inspiration for this particular build from one of my favorite media mechs of all time, the Hunchback 4 SP. And I've used the Huntsman Prime for the most part, with the exception of the left torso here. You can see I used the Huntsman C left torso Omnipod. And what I wanted to do was build a more mobile, more agile Hunchback 4 SP, and that's what I've got here. I've got 4 medium pulse lasers, 2 in each arm, and 2 SRM-6s with Artemis, 1 in each torso. And because we're using lighter clan technology, that allows me to incorporate the 5 jump jets. So I've got a much more mobile mech overall. It's fairly well rounded, although it does definitely lack in long range firepower. This is more of a medium to short range mech. The one kind of complaint I have with this build is I do not have lower arm actuators. You can see because of the way the fixed structure is assigned in the pods, I cannot fit a lower arm actuator into the right arm, which means that you'll have no left or right traverse. You'll just have up and down. And that's a little bit frustrating, but I'm willing to deal with that because I really like the balanced, symmetrical loadout of the mech, and I really like its capabilities. Unless you get stuck out at long range, I feel that it's got a lot of capability, a lot of offensive capability to it. And because it's so maneuverable and reasonably fast, the chances of you being stuck at long range are pretty slim to none. And it's got a good amount of armor. You can see that I've shaved a few points off of the arms and the legs just to fit everything in there, a couple points off the head. But by and large, it's got almost maximum armor. And I'm really happy with this build. If we take a look at the skills, if you guys are curious about that, you can see here that, as usual, I've concentrated on the firepower tree. I went with all 4 laser duration quirks, or points, skills, whatever you want to call them, in addition to a lot of heat gen and cooldown. Because I use my weapons a lot, I like to be able to fight out of situations in this mech. I passed on the survivability tree. I did pick up a little bit of mobility. I spent a lot of my points in the operations to get cool run and heat containment because I knew I would be generating a lot of heat trying to shoot my way into any trouble that I got into. I did pick up radar deprivation, and actually I put a point in seismic so that I can see what's around me if I choose to pause. And I went with my typical 2 cool shots and 1 artillery strike. So that's the build for the mech, and I'm pretty happy with how this thing performs. It's fast enough to get in and out of any situation it needs to be able to get to. It has enough firepower that it can make an impact when it gets there. And the jump jets lend it some mobility that a lot of mechs don't have. And that element of flexibility. You can jump in and out of the canyons on Canyon Network, up on top of the buildings in Solaris City. And so I really like how this mech goes together. And so let's get into the gameplay, and I'll show you guys how this thing plays.
Reactor online.
Hello.
Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Alright.
Command to all warriors on the surface.
Yeah, gravel voice. Shut up.
Show no mercy.
So here we are on HPG station, and I'm thinking we're going to do a hard right push if some of these lights will go with us. Hopefully we can catch out some of their assaults and heavies. History.
Acquired.
Who's that guy? History on the Huntsman. It's kind of interesting. This mech was built by Clan Novacat prior to Operation Revival. Got to shoot the lucky guy there, which was the invasion of the Inner Sphere. They've got kind of a mystic flavor to them, if you will. So they had a prophecy that Revival was not going to go that well, but they decided to participate anyway. They did not make it into the initial waves of the invasion. They were actually 5th. Behind the Wolves, Ghost Bears, Jade Falcons, and Smoke Jags. They got pulled in about the 4th wave. But they wanted a mech, right? A well-rounded, very capable mech, because they had prophesized poorly for the invasion, so that was kind of their hedge against that, is they would build a new mech It was well-rounded and very capable, so they could deal with anything bad that happened, and the Huntsman was that mech. How did it get the name Nabori-nin? Well, like we talked about, a lot of the clan mechs got names based on whatever the Innisphere called them when they encountered them. This was first encountered in the battle for Luthien, because the Nova Cats, when they were called forward, actually entered into the Smoke Jaguar invasion corridor. This is going to get a little trickier than I thought. Look at all the help coming. We're going to back up here. I want to try to take out that Timberwolf if I can. I'm not going to kill myself to do it, though. So I'm going to kind of sit here for a minute. Ooh, that's bad. There's that Timberwolf again. Got to clear my buddy. Can we finish him off? No. But he is killed. I'd like to get this artillery strike in there, but I got to be careful. Trying to finish off this hunchback. What is my team doing? I kind of wish our assaults in the back would move up.
Fuel at 25%.
I mean, it's 4-4. I feel like we kind of got them vulnerable here, but we need some help. I'm not comfortable pushing. I kind of want to run away, but look, there's an assault behind me, and I don't want to leave him either. Decisions. Let's go back. I don't want to leave this assault. Alright, there's a small pulse laser gargoyle, so we do not want to close to point blank with him. Perfect. Now see right here, this is why I don't like ER small and small pulse laser mechs. I can sit up here and pummel him all day long. And look. Look, he knows there's nothing you can do, buddy. Go ahead. Yeah, see, he's going to go away. Come on, turn around, Annihilator. Turn around, Annihilator. You're being shot in the back now. I think we got some help coming. I'm going to try to save this Annihilator. Uh-oh. And it looks like all my help just died. And I should have stayed right where I was. Shit. Hopefully the strike... Oh man, now I got champions coming from the left. Oh, this is gonna go poorly. I should have stayed where I was. Can I kill this guy before I die? That's the question. I almost got him. Took his horse. 633 points of damage is pretty respectable, even if this turns out to be a loss. I thought I had some help coming up when I jumped down. I was trying to save the Annihilator, who stubbornly refused to turn around. I thought I had some guys coming up on the mini-map, even though we couldn't see them, so I jumped down, and I should have just stayed where I was at. Lesson learned. If you got a good position, don't give it up until you actually see people coming up, because I think they tried, but they didn't make it. You saw them all come up in the kill feed, so that's probably my fault.
Target acquired.
I don't know if I could have saved this, but if I'd have stayed up there, I could have definitely killed the gargoyle and maybe even finished off the assassin. But anyway, we're going to watch this to the end. And getting back into what I was talking about, the Huntsman was actually a collaboration between the Nova Cats and Clan Cloud Cobra, and looks like this match is over already, so we'll just continue the history in the next match. Let's see how we did. Yeah, 633 points of damage, 1 kill most damaged out, probably on that gargoyle. We didn't lose any of our PSR, but great match for us, not particularly a great match for the team, although this guy here is awesome on the enemy team, had a great match, but yeah. So let's try again, see if we can get a better match and show you guys what this mech is really capable of.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Command to all warriors on the surface. Your task is to wipe away all hostiles. Show no mercy.
Mr. Gravel Voice, you did not interrupt me that time. I was prepared. So it's actually been a couple of days since the first game that's going to be part of this video. I had some mediocre games in the Huntsman. Still trying to get another decent game to show you guys, so hopefully this one pans out all right. As far as the history of the Huntsman, I think we left off a couple of days ago. We were talking about the 4th wave and how the Nova Cats came in to the Smoke Jaguar corridor, and this mech was actually first sighted in the battle for Luthien as a part of the 119th Nova Cat Assault Cluster, if I remember correctly. And like we talked about, a lot of clan mechs, they didn't have a designation when they were first sighted, so the Inner Sphere just kind of named them. And in the case of the Huntsman, it was again first sighted in DCMS space, so a DCMS officer named it the Nabori-nin, which is Japanese for banner bearer. And if you spin the mech around in the mech lab, you can see it's got a fin, which I assume is for directions in flight, kind of shaped, you know, same way you would use a vertical fin on an aircraft. To him, it looked like a banner that the old-fashioned samurai would wear on the back, so that's how it gets the name Nabori-nin, banner bearer. And for a long time, that's what it was called until they finally published the Huntsman name, and that's why periodically you'll hear me refer to this mech as the Nabori-nin instead of the Huntsman, because that was the first name it was known by. So yeah, kind of an interesting bit of history. It was a almost exclusively Nova Cat mech until well after the clan invasion. I want to say it was the Jihad era and all that nonsense, when the mech finally started to get around to the other clans. And even then, actually not many clans picked this up. The Star Raiders, I believe, did. Cloud Cobra, I think, did. And of course the Nova Cats, or what was left of them, they would eventually become the Spirit Cats. I don't know. Battletech history gets pretty squirrely to me after about 3060, and I don't pay much attention. But the reason it's ironic, it's in Smoke Jag colors, is I've always considered myself, you know, if I'm going to play clan, I like to play Smoke Jaguars. And the Smoke Jags and the Nova Cats didn't really get along. In fact, they could be in a lot of ways considered rivals. So it was ironic that they shared an invasion corridor, and kind of funny that as much as I like the Nabori-nin, I tend to run it in Smoke Jag colors rather than the Nova Cat colors, which is really what it would have been at the time. So we're just being patient right now, kind of let this develop. I don't want to commit too early. But we got a chance here against this Mad Cat Mark II, but I'm kind of worried about people coming up through this valley, which seems to be the way to push lately. See if we can get a piece of this Marauder. Oh, there's a lot of people there. There's a lot of people there, more than a Marauder. Maybe I can drop an artillery strike right in front of them, maybe? Right there. Let's see how that works. I think we'll get some hits, and hopefully that'll slow them down, and maybe now we can push this Mad Cat. Yeah, we're getting some hits there. Let's try to finish this guy off. There we go. Get this light. He's backing down. Now let's make sure these guys aren't coming up behind us. Alright, you guys want to push? I'll go with you, but you gotta push.
Target acquired.
Let's see if we can finish it. Yikes! That's not a javelin. That was another Marauder too. Alright, let's get him. Oh, that's a Fafnir. Look out, look out, look out, look out, look out, look out, back up. I'm not sure. That should be registering hits on the Fafnir, but it's hard to tell. Oh, be careful, Cataphract. Do not get your face shut off by that Fafnir. Can we finish this Goshawk, aka Vapor Eagle? Get out of the way. Yes, we got him. Alright, now we're at 5-5, still a close game. Oh, that's... I told you not to get your face shot off. Oh shit, back up, back up, back up, back up. No, 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 no. Do not double Gauss me. Oh, thank goodness, we got some help and they finished him off now. The rest of them are up in there. The question is, did they push through and are they coming around, or are they still just hanging out here?
New target.
I think they're hanging out on that high ground up there. Nope, they're coming around. Let's go back here. We got to stay together. We want to support the rest of the team. It's still a really close game. We like to focus down their assaults if we can, but we don't want to get the mech trash doing it. Let's support this direwolf here. Yeah, see, he's fighting. That looks like the Marauder too. Yep. So we put the Scorch down. Oh, no, 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 don't. I didn't think he was going to take off forward like that. I'm coming. That guy's going to keep running. No, 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 no. Don't overextend. What are you doing? Get down. Oh. What's that? That's another Marauder 2C. He's going around. Let's see if we can get shots into his back. He's chasing that medium and overextending, which is what I was trying to be careful not to do. So this is an opportunity for us. Ah! He went down. We got to get in here and try to finish him. Oh, there he is.
25%.
Shut down. Yes, right. No, 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 no. Don't look at me. Look at me. No, don't look at me. Keep chasing that other guy.
We are closing in around us.
Get away. What's he doing? Ah, he's on my assault. I got to go back and help. I was hoping he would keep chasing that medium, but he turned. He turned on that. No, no, get off him.
Target destroyed.
Yes. I said assault, but that's actually our archer, so hopefully that saves him.
There's a Huntsman. There's a light that's legged up there. He's pretty much fucked.
Okay, great. But I also know there's a heavy up there, an assault.
Yeah,
All right, there we go. That's okay. It's the vulture. It's what's left of that vulture. And this, yeah, the javelin is legged. All right, so
The mad dog.
I'm more concerned about the vulture than the javelin. So let's go in
Fuel at
and see if we can
25%.
finish off the mad dog here. Die. Come on. Die. Shit. Fine, I'll shoot you in the back. Take that, and now we can put out the javelin. Whoo!
Bask in the glory of your
Oh, that was a good game. That was tight right up to the end. And I feel like we had a pretty good role in that game. I think we saved that archer at the end. Or at least I feel like we did. Did a good job supporting our assaults. Yeah, 4 kills. 4 assists, 1 solo kill, 1 kill most damage dealt, 614 points of damage. That is a pretty solid round for a 50-ton medium mech. And, wow, that direwolf had a great game. And, so yeah, once again, pretty happy with how the Huntsman performs and really happy with this build. So hope you guys enjoyed that game. That was pretty exciting to play. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, 2 games in the Huntsman, and I got to say that I am actually overall very happy with how this mech performs. I really like the look of it, the kind of reverse articulated legs here. I like the symmetry of it. I like the build. About the only thing I'm not happy with is I can't quite get that smoked Jaguar to line up just right. It comes off a little bit odd no matter how I line that thing up. But that's neither here nor there. In terms of performance, I think this is a really solid build, and it'll do you well in just about any map as long as you're patient in the opening stages of the game and don't allow yourself to get picked apart at long range. So that's it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you did, please consider leaving a like and a comment down below. If not, feel free to leave a dislike. Let me know what I can do to make the videos better for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.